Jason was gonna do the intro today, but he's. Sean, what would you say he's doing, man?
I'd say he's eating a burrito.
I don't know, man. He's going at it with that pork and fetal chicken there.
Well, I mean,
you eating that taco good this morning?
I am. It's a burrito, but yeah.
Actually, if you're
still warm.
If you're going by Taco Cabana standards, that technically is a breakfast taco.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I mean, I get the breakfast taco boxes all the time, and that's.
But that's not what that is, though, right?
No, that's a pork and fetal taco.
Oh my God! So officially, welcome to Vagabond Nerds
pork
this
and
morning.
fetal chicken taco. Sorry.
Pork and fetal chicken. Oh my God! What were we on? Were we on the intro?
What are you talking about?
I don't freaking know anymore. All right, so Jason's gonna finish this. Well,
Jason's
gonna on it, man.
Jason's gonna finish on
This is the
camera.
best thing I've
Are
ever
you
had.
gonna finish on
He's
camera?
gonna finish on
I'm
camera.
gonna finish on camera.
But first off, did you say the breast thing?
It's the breast thing that happened to me.
Yeah. You know what? I don't
Breast.
care anymore. I'm fine. I'm good. And I've got my black cherry water. I'm good.
All right, so while Jason's used to having stuff shoved in his mouth,
Enjoying things.
shoved in his mouth.
Yeah.
But you know, guys, we started like 15 minutes ago. We just can't air any of it.
No, we can't.
How are you holding up, Kat? You okay back there?
HR inappropriate.
Well,
No, she's holding up.
Yeah, I think I am. I mean, my face is kind of as red as a tomato right now, but I think I'm holding up. I think we're good.
Yeah, that's what Jason's doing to the taco.
what we
Finish it. Finish him. No, wait, sorry.
This is a homemade.
That wasn't Mortal Kombat. That was from a different thing.
I know. And I'm
What are we talking about today?
Why are you nagging him to finish? Let
I
him
don't know,
let him
man.
finish on his own terms.
Yeah.
There's no need to rush him.
This is
Obviously.
this is a Sean burrito. You don't
Well,
rush
it's not
this.
actually. It's not just me. I mean, my wife had hands in making that too. Yeah.
There
It's
you
not
go.
just me. No. This is a combined effort.
It's amazing.
It is.
It is amazing.
It is. Don't look at me seductively while you eat that. That's just freaking scary.
I need to give you a banana so you can do that.
Oh my God! What are we talking about today? We're talking
We're
about.
talking about Jason eating burritos.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about
The
right
whole
now.
time.
At the moment, that's.
Would you like to talk about my black cherry water? This is like the best thing to happen to
No.
the cherry since popping it.
No. What?
Wow.
Did he just say that?
Yeah, he did.
Did he just say that?
You need to get a job, dude.
Oh my God!
Because
do.
life outside of any type of, I don't know, policing for you
anything.
is not treating you well. You've changed, sir. Wow. Children, we have work to do.
Really? We're not getting paid for this.
Oh my God!
I didn't say that it involved a paycheck. It was just something we've decided to work on.
Oh, have I not told you guys?
Sweet.
Wait, what?
What are we getting paid for?
Oh, never mind.
You dick. So I guess what? We're talking about
We're talking about E3.
E3.
E3 happened.
The big E3 that went down this week, right?
Yes, sir.
That was the idea. I don't know that we're going to do it. You want to talk about the other things that happened this week?
Well,
Nothing happened this week. What happened this week?
like what's the Phoenix apparently bombing in the theaters? I still haven't seen it. I know you
I
guys
haven't
haven't
seen it
seen it.
either.
I only heard it from you two.
As of this week is now the third movie that's come in under or come in. How do you say that? Under expectations.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
First one was actually The Life of Pets 2. They didn't hit what they thought
Really?
they would hit.
I'm look. I knew that wasn't
Yeah.
going to be any better than
Yeah.
the first one. The first one was good, but
Well,
no.
then
You've changed lead voices. I understand why they changed lead. Glad you enjoy it, Kat.
Kat, you cannot do that.
See?
This is a family show.
So, anyways, don't make her choke on the burrito, dude. That's not good.
Or at least record that later
We need-
so we
this
can,
is a
we can do something with it
PG-13
later.
show.
We need a live producer for the rest of this show, please. All right.
I literally almost just choked on that because of you.
That's the first time I heard that from a lady. Anyway.
That is the first time you've heard that from a
Oh,
lady.
shut up.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
But hold on. Is it not the best burrito you've ever eaten?
No, it really truly is. I mean, you obviously heard that just now, but
The wife, thank you. The wife and I thank you.
yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah. So,
Good job.
yeah.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Raymond, shove it.
Oh. I got it.
All right. Yeah. No, the.
Anyway, but yeah,
what
Bob.
was so yeah, the first. Okay, what was the second one?
The second one
was
obviously
Godzilla, was
was
it?
no.
No.
Well-
Godzilla came in close to what they thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the drop off for the second week was a little bit much. But the one that came out and just tanked has to be Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Well, you said there
You
was
said
3.
Dark-
You said
yeah,
that was the
Dark-
third one.
Third one is today.
Oh, okay.
MIB International.
Oh.
Yeah, I just
is
saw a
expected
feed
to open
about
at
that.
25 million.
Just saw a feed
Oh.
about that.
Something
That's a
in
shame.
that range.
Why
It
is-
may get 40 by the
Okay.
time the weekend's
So-
done, but
so-
it's bad.
Let's back this up. What exactly are people saying that's the poor performer as far as like Dark Phoenix goes?
I don't necessarily know for Dark Phoenix. Here's a problem. I have people on both sides sitting there saying, you know what, this movie's getting a lot of flack it shouldn't get. And then there are other people that are just like, it's just disjointed. It's like it took the worst parts of X-Men Apocalypse, and focused on that.
See, and I liked
And that's the
Apocalypse.
thing,
I don't
right?
understand. I enjoyed Apocalypse. And I know so
So-
many people have said, I hate that movie. And I think they're just comparing it as a, if it's a third movie, it's not a trilogy, but it is a
Right.
trilogy because they're not trilogies in the sense that we're used to them, where the first movie has like maybe an ending, the second movie definitely has a cliffhanger,
Right.
and then you deal with
Yeah.
a third follow-up movie.
Yeah.
No,
It's how Fox does it, where you have franchise
these are
films.
3 different films that just happen, three different
Yeah.
films that just happen
Right.
to be, all related to the same thing or
Right.
whatever.
Well,
but
and to be fair
it's
to
not a
every
trilogy.
But to be fair
Exactly.
to everything, I think a lot of it is any movie that was coming out after Endgame. That movie's just a juggernaut. It's within a hair of passing Avatar for the #1 movie of all time. Not adjusted, of course, because once you adjust for inflation, that takes it back out. But
Right.
Well, I think if you adjust for inflation, then I think nothing even beats Gone with the Wind.
something
That's-
to that effect, right?
Because I think if you adjust for inflation, because that thing's been around for almost 100 years, so you're just never going to beat that. But
But
back to your point,
yeah, so to that point, though, I think everyone just the only movie to really come out, the 2 movies that came out swinging against Endgame, one was John Wick 3, and the other one
Thanks,
was
Jason.
You're
actually Aladdin.
I still can't believe that.
And
Yeah,
I've seen some of Aladdin. I'm not impressed.
We just watched the live-action Nutcracker the other night. I know it's not Christmas, but it was on Amazon, and we were
Yeah.
like, you know what? We got time. We made a nice meal. Let's see what's going on. And I watched it.
Tacos, nutcrackers, things in your mouth. Go ahead.
Perfect example
Yeah.
of why you understand we watched this film. Actually, it was on a separate night, but no, it was good, but it wasn't. Nothing really resonated with me. It felt like I was watching a Tim Burton version of the
Right.
Nutcracker because it had. I just forgot her name.
I love
she's got the really big jaw. Keira Knightley. She's the British chick with the big jaw. You know what I'm saying?
I
I,
know what you're
love
talking
Keira Knightley. She's a good chick.
I just love that we're talking about this right now, and like E3.
E3
trailers-
is still organized.
E3
E3 is playing
trailers
behind us.
right?
Sorry, guys,
Oh,
for
we're just about to get
context.
worse.
It's
We'll,
totally
we'll
awful.
get there, guys.
But
Promise.
so no, it's like her portrayal of her character, Sugar Plum Fairy or whatever. It was just, it felt like a Johnny Depp portrayal of any character he's played in one of Tim Burton's revived
get you.
classics,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Alice in
I
Wonderland.
really
or
don't
the
think Johnny Depp has played anybody but
Johnny Depp.
Jack Sparrow since the first Pirates.
That's-
like in every freaking movie he's in.
I
all
haven't.
see
I
is-
haven't.
No,
I
the
haven't-
one he did
I don't know.
with,
I haven't seen him in anything
Angelina
like
Jolie.
that. What was he in? With?
It was an action thriller, The Tourist or something like that.
I have no idea.
I don't even.
it was actually
I don't
really
even
good.
remember that.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was legitimately not.
Unforgettable. No, it was not unforgettable. It was
No.
very forgettable.
Yeah, no, it was not a Jack Sparrow-esque player. No, he's changed. He's done something other than Jack Sparrow.
I'm not talking about Amber Heard.
I think it took him.
Oh wow!
Oh, wait. Was that too soon?
Yeah.
No, look. I think after playing the same character for so many years as an actor, it's probably really hard to put that character down and not have absorbed some of it yourself.
It's
So,
possible.
Wow.
so
It's possible.
So it's like you gotta.
so
He's got to
anyway,
recover.
Really
going
quick.
back, hold on. So
but
going
really
back,
quick, I just want to say hi to Deborah.
Oh,
She's watching.
Hi,
and,
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Deborah, we love you. We hope everything's cool. Okay.
Well, but going back,
no.
it's like I guess the bigger question is why. Like I think even Ray had asked, it's like were we like the week he came out with Dark Phoenix? Like, was I excited to see it? And
know-
I'm like, no, I didn't even realize it was coming out.
I was excited to see it when I first saw the trailers, but the press leading up to the release date, I didn't see anything. They didn't actually do that. Hey, as a reminder, like I don't remember a reminder of Hey, Dark Phoenix. Hey, Dark Phoenix.
To
And
which
not to
Fo-
say that
to
I
which-
need to be reminded, but it just there's so much other stuff going on at the time that I wasn't even considering.
But to which Fox was saying, so my favorite thing from that whole debacle was Fox, of course, they're like, look, with Disney buying us out right at the time, anything that could have happened, it just got
okay. That makes
everything
sense.
was lost in the
That makes
background. We
sense.
do know that we had to make changes. The ending mimicked that of both Civil War and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So they had to go back because they were like, we're going to get too much flack for it being similar. But I think had they stuck with their guns on
I think it would have been fine. That's
it
the
would
other
have
thing.
been fine. You did Quicksilver, and you did a better version of
I
Quicksilver.
loved Quicksilver in all these movies.
Like you
yes.
could have absolutely have gone a different way, but
You never really even say who he is.
executive
It's great. You know.
executive producer Lauren Schuler.
Yeah.
I love
that's
this
the-
line. This
yeah.
show, someone tweets her and goes, "Hey, sorry about the disappointment that was Dark Phoenix." She tweets immediately back, goes, why are you telling me, you're sorry? I had nothing to do with this movie. This is not mine. I'm an executive producer in name only. Fox comes back out and goes, you know what? Lauren's absolutely right. She had nothing to do with X-Men Dark Phoenix. She also had nothing to do with the successes of Logan, Deadpool 1, or Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And just left it at that. It was like, that's fine. Piss off.
Yeah.
So-
You don't want to back the studio up?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
we're done with you. Yeah.
And all she really had to do was say, you know what? It happens.
That's it.
Literally, all 2 words.
Actually,
It
you know
happens.
what she had to say?
Nothing.
At all.
That's another one.
You just
Yeah.
say nothing at all because I mean, why acknowledge hate?
Yeah, it's
That's
just...
if you disarm it or make it you disarm it by making it go. You just no. I'm not even going to talk to this.
and then we do get to Men in Black International, and I'm surprised it's doing as bad as it is. And it's also the lowest
Opening for one of the Men in Black. So.
lowest opening for it, and lowest critic reviewed.
It was one of those movies that I was kind of like, but when I saw
Yeah.
the previews, I was like, okay, cool. But I was also kind of like, whatever. It was just
Okay, Sarah.
pretty much. It's
Yeah.
another piece of cake. I'm like, yeah, great. I mean, cake's fine. I just can't. It's too much of it at this
The
point.
sky cake.
Sky cake.
Sky
It's
cake.
all about the sky cake.
Well, but
Then there were the dessert wars.
Yeah.
It was everything.
Sky
Well,
baklava.
anyway, well, actually, I had a friend walk out of it and tell me that it was terrible. That
What was?
That it
Men in
was
Black
actually
3, yeah, that
really-
was legitimately terrible. And
a
here's
shame,
my
dude.
thing:
Is
it's
it
like,
a trust? Is it a friend that you guys share
we,
similar opinions?
we do have a few different opinions on a few things from here and there, but by and large, yeah, if she likes it, I like it. So
Well, let's move on, man. I'm tired of
Yeah.
of discussing
No. We've
the
been
low
talking
points
movies
of it.
and stuff. That's fine. It's whatever. It's a sad week at the box
Pretty
office. the last
much.
couple of days.
And
That's
it probably won't pick back up again until either Toy Story 4 or for
Right.
sure with Spider-Man.
which I did see. I got a chance to review it, and you can catch it on Movie Geek Feed. The non-spoiler review.
We don't talk and promote other shows except for Cats.
It's not a show.
Oh, okay.
It's a website that promotes us, by the way.
Oh, well then we're fine.
Yeah.
You can throw that back.
just because we haven't started promoting anybody yet doesn't mean we don't yet. Just
Anyway.
saying.
We
But
are
by and
getting
large,
there,
it's
though.
good.
We will
Yeah.
be
are
having
getting
that
there.
coming up.
All right.
No,
Yeah.
seriously though.
Yeah, it's
said it
good.
was
Yeah, it's
You said it
you
was
know what? In fact, it surprised me. I wasn't looking for it to be good, but so it was really very, very good.
Cool.
It's emotionally. I will say it's emotionally complex, more so than I expected it to be.
And I'll drop this for Godzilla. If you're a fan of the Toho Godzilla, they had so many little homages to it in the movie. I fell in love with it. Now I know people are like, "Oh my God, it's this, it's that." I'm going to a movie to see 2 giant monsters
Fight each other. Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
care less
That's what
what everything else is about.
When someone goes, lambasts the second Pacific Rim for
Yeah.
oh, that was a terrible movie. I'm like, it's people in cyber suits controlling giant freaking robots. This is not going to be Schindler's List.
Yeah.
You are not going here to be moved by
yeah,
anything.
if I see a plot, I am expecting. I'm disappointed.
Save the kaiju.
Yeah.
Get him under.
like that's
Although I
it's-
actually really like the plot behind Pacific Rim too, but it's it's one of those things where it's like, hey, we came for this. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, that's the point. It's an Expendables movie.
Yeah.
You know what you're going there for.
Exactly.
Don't expect it to be anything more than it already is.
So anyway, but it was to me. It was,
movies. All right, E3.
E3 happened.
Was this last week? It was.
Do we need to talk about E3?
Monday
I mean-
through Thursday,
Yes.
basically, right? So it
Can we
was
talk about the burrito more?
Monday through Friday.
Monday through
or
Friday?
Tuesday through
I
Friday.
thought it was only Monday, Tuesday. Whatever.
Here's the thing: is that Xbox did theirs outside
Mm-hmm.
the weekend before. So last weekend, Xbox did their whole introduction. Sony didn't even show this
Sony
year.
didn't show up at all.
They didn't show
They made a statement where they said that
I didn't get that at all.
their statement was something along the lines of we are going in a different direction, and we find that our content or our method of delivery no longer is in line with an E3 type of event. So they want to do something outside. They say they want to go more customer focused.
Correct.
But I honestly kind of feel like that's a misstep. I applaud Sony and their attempts to think outside the box. But sometimes thinking outside the box in certain areas actually hurts you more than it puts you forward. And I do feel like an E3 like this is where all the gamers, this is where everybody comes to watch and see what's coming next. Not being there, not having that presence, and Xbox, frankly, doing as well as they did at this. 'Cause I don't know if you guys watched their whole thing, but I watched Xbox's whole thing, and it was phenomenal. I mean, it was really good. They just out of the gate were so good, and I worry that it hurts Sony for not doing something like that.
Not E3.
No. Okay, listen. No. So E3 day one, either you may have watched something different than I did, but they had an E3 presence.
They did have an E3 presence.
And I watched the E3 presence. Look, different companies leading up to E3, yes, they will post things online and they will have press conferences leading to E3 to basically tease that they're going. That doesn't mean it's the E3 thing. So Xbox had their thing beforehand, but Xbox also had a huge thing at
But they
E3.
dropped their new generation
They did.
Xbox.
I know.
Prior to
it, I agree, and everybody got pumped for it, and everybody went and sat down and
What are they
saw
calling that again?
Scarlet.
Scarlet?
But that's the working name.
It's Project Scarlet.
Gotcha.
Project Scarlet.
But I agree. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying you cannot tell me they didn't have a presence and they weren't actually there, because yes, they were there, and their show next to Devolver, which we'll get into, was, I think, the best press conference show of the entire thing, visually speaking, and like being wowed and everything. Because go ahead.
No. I want you to finish, then I'll ask my question.
Okay, so kind of you.
You're
Let
welcome.
somebody finish before you.
When the hell did we start that?
So, right out of the gate, I mean, they had a couple of people come up and talk, and there were a few people who spoke to it, right? Like the head of the games, and then a marketing director, and a few other people in studios, various studios that they've purchased. Some of those speakers came out to talk, but they talked for a paragraph of time. Like, that was it. It was just like a quick, hey, thank you, this and this, here are our games, and then they walked off the stage. And then from that moment, it was all trailers. And all the trailers were a good minute, like 2 minutes long. They were good trailers of games, gameplay live, and then cinematics and stuff like that. Whereas most of the other conferences, especially Bethesda, I was actually kind of really let down by theirs, because Bethesda came out and it was nothing but talking. And it was talking by, hi, I'm the CEO, or hi, I'm the marketing guy, and I've talked for 10 minutes. Here's the CEO. And he walks off, and here comes the CEO. And he's like, we're doing great. Things are great. We love you. And
it was a business
this guy.
conference.
Yeah.
It felt like a business conference.
It was a corporate meeting.
I was
Thank you.
Thought it was going to be a lead up to Tony Robbins. I really thought I was getting ready for a pep talk.
Did they use the word synergy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here at
Maybe. I
Bethesda-
kind of tuned out after a while.
Our customer base is just
and
centered.
capitalize on our marketing. Anyway,
Actually, so I did. I wrote it down. 3 speakers first, and then a mobile game announcement.
Damn, that bothered him.
And then 4 speakers. I'm sorry, another speaker, and then a trailer for Fallout 76 just for some extra DLC. Fallout 76 has been out for half a year later.
And people have been dissing it the entire time.
And the mobile game is also a mobile game that's already been out for a year. And the whole trailer was just to say, guess what's coming to Nintendo Switch? So you haven't shown me anything new, and you've talked to me for 45 minutes, and I don't know a thing about what's new for you.
What were you expecting, and what were you wanting?
Well, hold on. I have one question, because before we get to that, because I think that's a broad conversation. I still want to just double back on Sony.
On Xbox or Sony?
On Sony just not having a presence, because you point out that Xbox did have a presence, even though the Scarlet reveal was standing outside of E3.
Well, yes.
they had a presence in E3.
They did also talk about Scarlet at E3.
Right, but the reveal was out.
They teased the reveal first, and then they deliver you the content.
Right.
And we'll get into the systems, but you're talking about Sony, right?
I'm talking about Sony not having a presence at E3.
Okay.
My question is, and again, this is I haven't had a chance to really sit down and play a video game in years. I just haven't. So my question then is this. from sort of an outsider's perspective, everything that I've seen at E3 over the last couple of years is like, hey, Spider-Man's coming, Spider-Man's coming, Spider-Man's coming. It was like, as near as I could tell, it was coming since Amazing Spider-Man 1.
It's already been out for a long time. It's been out for almost
2 years.
Has it been 2 years?
2 years.
It's been 2 years, but it was in development for.
No, it hasn't.
No, it's only been out
It
for.
came
I
out
was going to say
last November.
I was going to say there's no way it could be that close.
Sorry.
But it's like we had seen shots from it.
Long.
You know, and I know it takes a while to develop these games.
Yeah.
It's particularly a game that big, so I get that.
Right.
But it's like we were seeing stuff from that like almost 3 or 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. It felt like it'd been around forever. And with a lot of these games, you keep seeing them in development for so long at E3.
Okay, how are you tying this to Sony?
And where are you going with this?
Hold on. That's my whole point. Is it feels like is Sony maybe looking at this saying, hey, we're trying to get people hyped for games that aren't coming out for a couple of years. Again, their presence from E3 is them saying, let's market ourselves a different way.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what
I'm saying. You think it hurts them because it doesn't get people.
No, I didn't say it. I didn't say I think it. I said it could.
Okay.
I never said I thought it. I said it could.
Right, but my point is, if they're already marketing to people directly on this kind of stuff and building sort of like their own platform,
so the
does
latest,
that not build more?
The latest news that I've heard from Sony is
directly. They called you?
Yeah, they called me.
Okay.
We see each other every third Saturday.
Nice.
And you get mad about my golfing. But go ahead.
So, we go down a little. Never mind. I'm not even going to go off on that. So, no, the latest thing I read about Sony, I know, George Clooney in it over here, was they had released a few specs concerning what they're tentatively, actually not even what the internet is tentatively referring to as the PS5. Mm-hmm. But that was it. I mean, as far as that goes, that's the only thing I know of in Sony news that I've heard of recently. So
it's two.
And that was kind of like
over golf.
I don't know that it's specific specs. Like they didn't say confirm hard details. Right. They just said here's kind of what we're looking at, and that's it.
So here's what we know. And I'm gonna touch on Sony first, and I'm gonna touch on both next generation consoles. That's right to myself. All right. So to answer your question, Sony did they pulled out, right?
Right.
Made like a Catholic and pulled out.
Made like a Catholic pulled out.
Gotcha. I can say that.
Actually, I thought Catholics
couldn't
leave it in and keep going.
Well, technically, that's what you're supposed to do, but if you're not allowed birth control, so
Kat, what do you think?
If you're not allowed birth control, so if you want to go the birth control route, you've got to make it rhyme and pull out.
Yeah, no, Catholics they don't. Yeah. They can't. It's against their religion.
Well, you can't. You can't use birth control, but if
So Sony pulls out at E3.
Just saying. I mean, hey, I'll be forgiven later. I'll tell some old man what I did, and he'll go, I absolve you, say 3 Hail Marys and an Our Father. And
you'll have a case against him.
Barugata, hallelujah. Yeah, and you're done. Like, okay, we're finished. Come here hard, Dr. Jones.
No time for love. Hey, so...
Any other movies you want to reference?
Not yet.
Okay.
So
American Pie,
but
maybe?
they did say... Shut up. So they did say that they're going to be there next year.
Okay.
So Sony has come out and said we will be there next year with at least part of our stuff. We are going to start doing more of our own and announcing the bigger projects on our own. Mm-hmm. We weren't at E3 this year because we felt that with everything that we've got going on right now, we just, one, we were running out of time, and two, if we had a presence there, it was going to be very lackluster.
They didn't want to overhype it and then fail to deliver.
Exactly.
Which is a noble. It's noble. I just wish they had been.
I'm okay with that.
So I think we see Sony there next year. I really do. I don't think the full-blown announcement for the PS5, tentatively the PS5.
Yeah, I don't know that
will
it's
be done
ready
there.
To go.
But
what I'm saying is, doesn't it make a little bit of sense for them to say, "Hey, we want to make our big presentations outside of E3, where it doesn't get lost in the melee."
No, and I'll tell you why though. But it's just dependent on how you want to do it. Look, E3, San Diego Comic-Con. Big Apple Comic Con all suffer from the same thing right now. They're intended and what they started out as to be for the consumers for the announcements have now become a who's who of what party is going to happen, which guest are we going to invite, what star name are we bringing to this event.
It's all marketing again. Which, but you know what? If you think about it, it still was marketing. It's just that it was in its fledgling. It was in its fledgling state before it really got. Once you have your focus, once you know what it is you're doing, you hone in on that. You zero down on that point, and that's what they've done. They've really focused it towards. That's why E3 it's so focused towards gamers and hyping everything up, which is why I thought Sony's presence there could hurt them. The lack of their presence there could hurt them because what Xbox, look, all the controversy around cross-play and cross-save and platforms and PC playing with one another, Sony being such a stick in the mud and just holding back and pushing back, and it taking an outside game developed by Epic, Fortnite, to come in and go, all right, look, we're going to allow PC and Xbox to play together so they can cross-play and they can cross-save. So Sony, balls in your court. And
Thank you so much.
And Sony had to go, okay, I'll let you play with my toys. And it was just like, dude, like, what's wrong with you? And I understand that there's the whole proprietary, no, I'm Sony, this is my stuff. I want people to buy my game, my platform, right, my console, to play the games that are exclusive to me on that console. Well, they still will have to do that. Right. But you don't need to, cordon everybody off and say, no, we all can't play with each other because you're on an Xbox and you're on a PC and I'm on a PS4. That's just rude, man. Like,
but this is a new concept, though.
But no,
it's not a new concept.
No, it's not.
Across consoles.
No,
yes,
it's not.
And that is not. No,
that's not.
That concept is not new. It has been going on for over 10 years.
Yeah.
With what game?
No, not actually
consoles,
working, but
yes.
the concept of why can't we have crossplay? And everybody just goes, it's not possible.
Okay.
When everybody knows it's
Jason's
possible.
getting lost on crossplay. What we mean is that if I've got a game on one, and I'm going to go online and stream, and if I'm wrong, you let me know too.
I will let you know.
But if I'm playing on Xbox or if I'm playing on a PC, as long as we both have the game, if we go online, we're playing against each other.
Yeah, he knows
Sony has said we don't want to do that. But that's not a new concept like Sean's saying. It's just Sony's been the one major player, them and Nintendo really.
Well, that's because
kind of just stay out.
Look, Nintendo is an entirely different breed.
It is.
Nintendo has always been the grandfather of console games.
Right.
Famicom, that came out back before it became Nintendo and then made its way over here. And that's when it became really big and popular.
Yep.
I mean, forgive me, I know there's the Atari and then there's the Coleco and there's all that other stuff.
But we all know.
But Nintendo was kind of that thing.
It was the real.
It was that game changer, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But they have always been Nintendo.
Yeah.
And that's why we know they've always been Nintendo. Like, people don't expect to go, oh, my Wii's going to be able to play. But even then, like, they're
although the Switch.
Even then, I was going to say
let's
the Switch.
talk about that.
The Switch.
Well, let's talk about all the consoles that are coming out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So the new PS5, and I'm going to talk about the PS5 and the new Xbox coming out together.
Reportedly PS5. And not even reportedly, just internet.
Yeah. But let's be honest, we've got it through 4. It's probably
going to be 5. I know, and I'd prefer it. I really don't hope they try to change something up.
So number one with the PS5, backwards compatible with the PS4.
Yes, which
first and foremost,
fans have been
finally.
Like, I was so upset when I bought the 3, and it goes, oh no, you can only play PS1 games on the 3, and I'm like, what about the PS2? And they're like, well, you got to have a PS2 for that. And then you bought the PS4, and they're like, absolutely no games from the prior. So if you want to play any of those, good luck. And then,
The loose rumor around that is they're also working on not just being able to do 4. They're seeing if they're going to be able to do all prior. Xbox has come out and said we're going to be backwards compatible to Generation 1.
Yeah.
So good for them. Both are going to support solid state drives. What does that mean? Infinitely less boot up time.
Faster load times, faster screen load times, faster area. I mean, everything. And menu, like swapping between menus and stuff, man.
Yep. And for the first time, they're saying, this is the big rumor. For the first time that they're saying is that while the Xbox has always been a more a powerful engine for the consoles, they believe the PS5 will actually be stronger than the new Xbox coming out.
I don't care who's stronger or faster. What I want is the SSD, just like what you said, and I want to see frames per second go up. Yep. I'm tired of being locked at 30 frames per second. I mean, computers can stream at 120, and that's the thing. That's one of the things that I was really amazed about was with Xbox's little presentation. They said that the Scarlett has 120 FPS. Guaranteed.
Which is
That's
great.
Yeah.
That's 30.
Oh, yeah.
No, 30 is what most are locked. Most games are locked at 30 now.
Right.
And even then, I know that the PS4 can do 60 FPS in some instances, and I think the Xbox One, the PS4 Pro, and the Xbox One X or whatever, that one can do the same. It can do like up to 60 in some instances. But having the entire thing be able to put out 120, I mean, that's an astronomical leap from what you're currently working with.
Yeah.
And
That's more than double.
And
Well,
when people are talking about the frame rates and they go,
it's triple shit.
Can you, is it a really difference?
Frame rate's a huge.
It's
Yeah,
a
it
huge
is.
difference.
It's more of a difference than 4K, 8K, anything.
Yep.
People always harp on resolution and 1080p. That doesn't make it. You take a tower monitor from a computer
Sean
or
is
even
passionate.
whatever.
This is the episode we've been waiting for Sean to break out on.
You put this on. You put it on the same TV screen that does 1080p, and you're going to play a tower from a computer, and you're going to go, "This game is amazing." You take the PS4 or Pro or the Xbox One X, whatever, I don't care, and you put that next to it on the same monitor, and you go to play it. It's going to look like junk, and you're going to go, "Why? This is a gaming console. It's made to do this, and this is the computer that my mom does all her bills on."
Right. Well, and that's actually an argument that a friend of mine has made for a long time, which is he goes, because whether we like it or not, the computer or the PC is the largest gaming unit sold. It's not where you have these dedicated games like the PS or whatever. The computer beats them all out.
But it's also
by numbers, but then also he's did the same thing where he.
I'm
would
saying
show,
it's a flawed argument because computers are sold in vastly bigger numbers anyway. So that scale is kind of tipped. You can't get exact numbers on that.
And it's not a console. That's why when they talk about it, they come out and say consoles.
I know, but his argument is for why he was always a PC gamer versus a console gamer. He goes, he's like, in this whole argument, the PC's always lost because the consoles are gaming units. But he will do what you did. He's like, here's a screenshot from my brother's PS4 of the same game, and here's the game that I'm playing on my PC, and they are, like you said, radically different.
Yeah.
With the PC being radically
PC
always radically better.
I got to play PC for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I built a machine and put it together. I played it, and it was phenomenal. I mean, and that was back when games were not, it wasn't that great, but it was the online. You're starting to play with people. Stuff was going across, across the states, not necessarily across seas yet or anything for me, but no, the FPS, it's dramatically different. It's a huge change, and I would still play a PC if I had one. The problem is upkeep. You buy a console, and the console is a prepackaged, easy, ready to use. People are comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. When you go into looking into PC and start, modding and getting new pieces, and you might not be familiar with it, and that turns a lot of people off because they go, I can play with it, but also I can play with it. They're like worried that they're going to break something. As a person who knows just enough about computers to be dangerous, I understand that it's not. It's not for John Connor.
Connor. No.
But it's difficult to break into a PC world, and it's daunting because you're afraid you're going to get something that's wrong, or you're going to break something, or it's too expensive because getting a really good one.
Oh no, absolutely.
Is like it could be really expensive.
Yeah, we're looking at trying to upgrade Dan's gaming computer because
don't touch it.
I'm not.
Let
I'm
Dan deal with it. Stay at least 100 yards away from it.
He's just the money. He's just the money.
Yeah, I'm the money at this point. Him and Christy can deal with it.
Should I say it?
No.
Should I say it?
Just leave it.
All right.
I'm just. No. But yeah, believe me, we've been looking at it, like just upgrading some of his pieces, just how expensive that crap can get. Right. Believe me, I'm right there with you. I get it. But I want to bring this back to the question of the cross-platform saving.
Let's get to that because
like we sort of skipped right over that whole.
Hurry up, go.
So you were explaining that someone going from a PC to say a console has been around for a while, but what I understand is what they're trying to talk about is you have an Xbox, you got a PS4, and you have a console. You would be able to do all three and have it be the same person, right?
Yes.
Like someone.
All right, so there's
that
several.
Seems to be the new concept.
Cross save is that. Cross play is. There's two different things. So the cross play is all three systems could play on the same server. So we could each have a different, like I said, PC, Xbox, PS4, whatever. Right. We could all be on different consoles, different PC, and then we could still get onto this one server, and we're all playing Fortnite in this one water bottle.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I believe Jason just upgraded to a Neo Genesis.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. And then the other thing,
64K.
Hey, did you hear that they're releasing the Net Geo Mini?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Hold on. Let me go back
to it because there are some retro talks.
So then the other thing would be with cross save. You illustrated it perfectly, right? I own all three systems, and I want to play with different friends who, at the moment, those games don't support cross-play. Right. And so I have the one game, and I've bought it for each system. I can take my login to each one, and I log in, and it's always that character on each system. So cross-save, cross-play, two separate things.
Right.
But both involve, trying to keep your individuality and still play with other people.
Right. And that last part seems to be the newer concept.
The cross save. No, he's right. The cross save has actually started to be the newer thing. The cross play has been around for a long
Right,
time.
no, I get that.
It's been
Yeah.
a debate on that. The cross save though is like because Bungie's just starting to do that. Actually, Bungie for Destiny 2, they just made an announcement prior to E3. And
I love that. We're how many years removed from Destiny?
We're not removed. It's still going.
No, but how many years are we removed from the release date of Destiny?
Oh, September this year will be. It's been 2 years.
And it's still new content, and it's still playing fresh.
But so is actually. I mean,
Are you starting to wear?
oh,
They're still dropping news on it.
They're still dropping news, but that doesn't always mean the news is good. So I mean, from a player standpoint, it's still fun, but it's it's lacking in some areas. And their break with Activision, they're split, so that now they're their own company and they're trying to find their own funding. You can tell that it's more difficult when you don't have that money behind you, that backer. And so that's a thing.
So Nintendo also announced a new Switch. 2 new Switches coming out. One that's going to be a more affordable friendly version.
Yeah.
Which is probably going to be more like the Switch that we have right now. And then the second version is going to be a little bit of an upgrade to compete with not the next generations, but more of what the PS4 and the Xbox are now. So I'm interested in seeing how that new one's going to play because I got to be honest with you, probably the console that I'm playing most right now actually isn't my PS4, it's the Switch. Because I do love some of the games that are on there.
And it's so convenient.
Breath of the Wild was genius.
Yeah.
And now we're getting the sequel to it, which was announced.
That was announced. And there's a couple
lovely.
other really good games that were announced that are going to be similar to that. There was actually, what was it? What was the one that I...
Check the notes.
Yeah, let me... You keep
Check the
talking.
notes.
Keep talking.
So anyway, but we've got the Switch coming out with
Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters, yes.
Gods and Monsters.
I didn't see that one. What was
it's
it?
from the guys who did... It's Ubisoft, the guys who did Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, the way it worked was they were going through the history to write all the Assassin's Creed games, and when they were doing the one in Greece,
Greek
when they were
mythology.
doing the one in Greece, they found all these instances of Greek mythology, and they're like, "Wouldn't this be cool in the game?" And they're like, "It doesn't work in this game because this world is more realistic."
So
Yeah.
And
they
so
made
what-
it.
So what they did was,
The quotation mark.
well, it's a.
Ew.
all
No, I get it. Yeah, it's
So-
supposed to be more real
So
world.
what
I
they
get
did
you.
was they said, let's make a game about that, and they did a separate thing. And now it's called Gods and Monsters. It's coming out. It's coming out February 25th in 2020. And it looks more like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that cartoony, like it's a Fortnite look. If
Okay.
for
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So Fortnite
But
look.
Breath of the Wild does it so beautifully.
And this is going to be
Oh, it is.
this is going to be the same kind of
Gorgeous.
setup. It's an RPG, so you get to get new armor, you get to upgrade armor, you get to buy weapons, you get to kill monsters and gods, and you're working for Zeus.
And to be fair, with the more
You know?
realistic for Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
when they go start rebuilding the cathedral,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
they are using the mapping.
They're using the
Dame.
mapping
Yeah.
from Assassin's
from those
Creed.
games. Which, by the way,
Which is genius.
for music lovers out there, there is the Assassin's Creed Symphony Tour that is going to be kicking off. The 40-piece or however many piece
Yeah.
symphony that writes the music and composes the music for all the Assassin's Creed games with their conductor is going on a nationwide
And look,
tour.
just
They should.
And
It's
they're going
brilliant.
movies.
and they're going to show behind them on the screen all the cinematic moment. They're basically going to play the cinematic moments
they're
of
doing
what happened.
we've seen with the John Williams score.
Yeah, with all the
Star
John
Wars,
Williams stuff,
yeah.
and even Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny.
Oh,
Yeah.
of
the
course.
same thing.
Oh, that was
yeah.
a great one.
Yeah. So-
Doctor Who. They did this with Doctor Who about 10 years ago.
There
They
you go.
had it was
Yeah.
up through the 11th Doctor. They would have characters come out in costume
Yeah,
during certain pieces that they were playing with the stuff in the background.
nice.
I think the big one was the opening of the Pandorica was like the crescendo, and they had all of these characters coming down from the rafters
Yeah.
and coming into the crowd. It was amazing.
Well, so
I like that he says from the rafters because I just picture them all on lines like rappelling down from the ceiling
Yeah.
when really he just means from the back of the
Yeah,
theater.
from the back. Yeah, from where
From the rafters.
Well, the way it works is it was a domed thing, so the rafters were actually meet where everyone comes out. Anyway, point is, it was cool. So yeah, music, it's awesome.
thanks for that, Amtrak. So, look,
There
all
were
the
monkeys and
all the
fire, we're
generations
good.
coming.
How's the
through.
burrito going? At
She's
Cat?
done.
She.
I
you
ate
call her
half
Nat?
of it, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to save the rest for my boo at home.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
He did say Nat. He said.
Oh, he said Nat.
yeah,
he
that
said
was
that.
yeah.
He said Nat.
Yeah, but then I
Yeah.
love how you try to lie right after.
Oh.
I said cat. No,
yeah,
you didn't.
no.
I said cat later.
It's all right. I haven't talked in a few minutes, right?
Okay.
I haven't talked in a while.
She's
You
like,
can-
I've been trying
you
to
can completely
ignore the
forget
show.
who I am. I haven't talked in a
The cat's
while.
like, I'm not watching this. I'm just producing.
No, I'm
Well, you
watching
nearly
and listening.
murdered her when she
All right,
was
so
eating
hold
that
on.
burrito.
So
Anyway, shut up.
We can go on and on about consoles,
Right.
and that's all great. But
and the retro, the new retro.
like I said, the Nat Geo.
Oh, the Nat Geo.
It's like 16. I think it's the 16-bit. It might be the 8-bit, but the Nat Geo's coming out, which apparently was like really. It originally released in the States in 1989, and I guess it was really, really hard to get. But at the time, that was the only console that offered a 5-player game.
Oh, that's right.
You could. There was a 5. I forget
Yeah.
which one it was, but there was an actual 5-player game on there.
So you got that when you got the Sega.
The
Sega
yeah,
Genesis
well, we've
coming out
known,
in August,
yeah,
which
yeah,
we've known
it
about.
for a
That
while.
wasn't announced.
Yeah. It's just another. They just hyped it up
They're,
much more.
they're
So.
the two mini rumors for the next ones to come out outside of the Net Geo is 64, which I would love.
Oh, that would be great. I'd love me some. I mean, Mario Kart's going to be on 64, and Rogue Squadron, hopefully.
Rogue Squadron,
And the
GoldenEye would be great.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye would
Okay,
be
there you
Dude,
go. And
yeah.
Donkey Kong Country or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country Junior.
Junior. So, either way, you got those. Are your
Yeah.
That's your
Rogue
powerhouse
Squadron,
right there.
dude.
That you
And-
need that on
jam.
those. Yeah,
And
so
the other
that's
one
it.
being, and I would love. I don't know so much about this one. But I hope it's true. Dreamcast Mini.
Dreamcast Mini would be
I would
fun.
love
I
a
would.
Sega
I would.
Dreamcast
What was that? Oh, there was. It wasn't Need for Speed. It was like Tokyo Nights or something like that.
Yeah, but you had.
There was a racing game on there.
your-
We just
your Tony
love
Hawk
that game.
was great on that one.
Yeah, I mean
Your
it was okay.
2K early series, which without we wouldn't have some of the sports games that we have with
Yeah.
Madden and,
That's true.
and everything
Yeah,
else.
okay, fair enough.
But so
I want NBA Jam. What was that on? Was that on Super Nintendo or was that on? What was it? He's on fire. What was that one?
I thought was that
Forgot
not the
what
Genesis?
it was. It was either so then it was Genesis or Super Nintendo era
Yeah.
console. So
Yeah.
maybe they're not going to put it out, but that was fun, man. I love
but
playing that.
Either
game.
way, I would love to see those. The other things were announced. Let's talk about video games that were announced.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know for me, right, even before we found out Keanu is going to be playing a big, huge part in this,
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk
I was
2077.
so looking
Yep.
forward, and I'm so looking forward to playing
April
Cyberpunk
April
2077.
16th, 2020 is the release date. Not counting early access, as far as I understand. The other one that I saw that was funny was from Xbox. They were doing their thing. A new Battletoads.
What?
A brand new
is
Battletoads.
that?
Oh yeah, brand new battle, but still in the same Streets of Rage Battletoads
Yeah.
kind of concept where it's up from the air looking down and you're on the. Oh yeah, and it's even got them. And I don't know if it's brand new. Maybe it's just ported. But I mean, they were like Battletoads returns. And I was like, this is awesome. So Battletoads was out. There was a bunch, man. There was
Doom Eternal looked good.
Doom Eternal. Well, it looks like a Doom game.
looks like a Doom
it's a
game.
Doom game, yeah.
But everybody was super.
Link's waking up to
everybody
kick
was
some more Hyrulean
super
butt.
pumped
Yeah, I'm all
about it,
about
right? Elden Ring was another cool one. Actually, that one's Elden Ring is done by Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin. It's kind of their
Really?
collaboration.
They're collaborating.
I didn't really get to know.
think-
I don't know what
did-
it's about
Did they
specifically, but
did they say he's going to try to incorporate some stuff from
I have no idea.
Game of
From
Thrones?
Game of Thrones, I have no idea.
I want to say
I
that
have
they
no
said
idea.
they
Maybe they did.
some
I
type
just
of
I didn't.
prequel information to it. I don't
Huh.
know. I can't. Remember.
I didn't see it. I was just when I heard those two names attached to it, I was like, this
Yeah.
is pretty cool for a video game to have. The lore should
Oh,
be good.
yeah. No,
the lore should
absolutely.
be really good.
I'm trying to figure out how you get Miyazaki and Martin,
Martin together?
Yeah, it seems.
Martin, I don't know, dude.
Well, I think the important thing to remember here is that a lot of the video games for a while now, but more so recently. I mean, you've got to have some serious writers.
Oh no, absolutely.
No, it's
You know,
no that a lot of that is driven by good writing, definitely. So, the other interesting thing that caught me off guard: Blair Witch game.
Get
What?
out of here! I missed this.
Did
What?
you not see that?
I missed
Yeah,
that.
I didn't see anything.
So
about this.
they showed a little gameplay. I think they showed gameplay footage, but basically there's a boy that gets lost in the woods, and you're a detective, like a private detective with his dog, and it shows him with his video camera, and it's just like it's from the video camera. The gameplay is which I'm sorry, but because you're gonna get sick and vomit everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's from the video camera, so you got to keep that in there. And he's like, at first he's like, okay, boy, let's go find this dog. Let's go let's go find this boy. You know, let's go. And the dog's name's Bullet or something like that. But he goes off into the woods, and all of a sudden the woods start getting crazy, and there's that that classic horror crap that I told you I hate nowadays, where everything kind of flashes back and forth, and it's all showmanship and not actual real suspense. It's just supposed to catch you off guard, make you feel weird. And then eventually he was like running from shadows that are off in the distance. He gets into a shack. and he's looking down at his, and then it pulls back. He's looking down at his own camcorder, and it's set in like 1992 or 1993, so it's kind of back in the 90s kind of thing. So he's looking at this flip out Sony camcorder thing, and it goes fuzzy, and it starts over, and it's actually an aerial shot of him walking with his dog, saying, "All right, boy, let's go find this kid." And he goes, "What the hell?" And then he looks up, and there's a kid on the corner shuffling back and forth, like staring in the corner like the end of Blair Witch, and it freaks out, and then he drops, and then it pans out, and he's walking into the woods again as if it's like Groundhog's Day. And as it comes up, there's the Blair Witch symbol in the trees.
So when you play this game, the whole point is just to point out the horribleness that the movie had?
Possibly, I don't know. But here's the thing. It looks like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's actually, okay, here's the game itself, I think looks more interesting than the title. And I think the title's going to turn a lot of people off, which I was like, that's weird that you went ahead and did a Blair Witch game, but watching the gameplay,
you think maybe there's something there with the gameplay, but
right?
I
think the title could hurt it, yes. Okay. But I think the gameplay looked pretty cool, so that was neat. Then
has that game with Norman Reedus come out with the baby?
Oh, Death Stranding?
Yeah.
Not yet. It's
yet.
coming
That's
out
I'd seen there was some stuff on that, but I couldn't remember.
No, I
they
don't.
Pushed it back.
I don't remember. I forgot what date it was coming out, but yeah, it got some play over the E3, but I don't remember when it's coming out. Star Wars Fallen Order, however, is coming out in November on the 15th.
That looks amazing.
This year.
Looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
Pretty good.
Always.
I'm going to hold out
because
it's still
EA. It's still EA, and everybody says the same thing, so I get it, right? EA really hasn't done right by Star Wars. They really haven't done right by Star Wars.
In-game purchases. Let me pay for the game I'm going to play.
So then there's Gears of War, Gears 5, which is also coming out, and oddly enough, Xbox has rights to, or whoever makes it, I forget who's the people that are doing it, the studio, but they have a Terminator Dark Fate skin where you can actually be the robot. You can be the T-1000.
And you can be Sarah Connor.
Can you be Sarah Connor too? I don't remember seeing that, but I just saw the one. I was like, that's pretty cool.
You can play as both.
So there's the Outer Worlds, which is the original guys who did Fallout. They're doing this Outer Worlds game. It's another Fallout basically type game, New Vegas kind of thing or whatever. But it
has like sort of a retro aesthetic.
It is more retro. It's definitely more retro, and it's out in space instead of just being a doomed planet wasteland kind of thing. But it's still the same idea. It's another RPG, a big full-on RPG. So there's all that from I saw that on Xbox. I saw everything they did. Bethesda, the only thing they've really got coming up, there's a Ghostwire thing, Ghostwire Tokyo, which was intriguing, but it doesn't have any gameplay, and I don't know what the F it is.
We also saw one major remake, which we kind of heard about, but we saw footage.
Finally got to see gameplay footage. Final Fantasy VII, full-on gameplay footage. When I first heard about that coming out, I mean, that was one of those games that, for me at the time, it's not it's not really life changing, but it was such an emotional roller coaster playing that video game that you're tied to that moment, in a way, And I was kind of hesitant the fact they were coming out with this and they were doing a full on remake to have it more in the line of the current user interface on the Final Fantasy games, where you're real world running around and battles are in real time, and you can move your character around. I was kind of like, I still like the old school.
Where was you lined
3
up?
and 3, 4 and 4. I mean, and I know that's outdated, but that's just what I liked at the time. So, but seeing it and actually getting to see some gameplay,
it looks good.
It could be good.
Yeah,
it could be.
I'll be honest. I never understood why you would go back and remake an older game and just to update the graphics until. The last
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2.
I saw that, and then again seeing what they're doing with Final Fantasy, I'm like, okay, I get this. This makes a lot more sense.
They're not. It's not a remake, but it's the
collection.
No, not a collection. No. It's not a remodel remake. It's not like a revamp, but they're bringing it. They're giving it a facelift.
Remastered.
Thank you. Is Final Fantasy VIII.
Yep.
The big love story one that everybody also fell in love with.
Yeah.
After, so which I don't think I ever it's 8. I never really played it, but it's got the gun swords and stuff in it, and everybody was like, "That's so cool."
Yeah, that's the one where it has that big blade.
Yeah, it's a gun handle with a big blade on it.
Yeah, and it has like a 6-shooter.
Yeah, it's a sword, but it's also got the gun in it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So there's that.
We did get the announcement though that they're doing the Master Chief edition for Halo.
They are, and that's going to
the collected edition.
They're doing the Master Chief edition, and Halo Infinite is going to be released with the Project Scarlet when it comes out.
I don't know if you got to see it. I am sure you got to see some of the footage from that.
Yeah,
It just looks like it was the cinematics, but it wasn't. beautiful.
Yeah, it did. It looked really good. It looked really good.
So what's the idea behind Halo Infinite? As far as we know,
It's the next Halo.
It's just another Halo game.
It's just the next gen.
Basically,
Halo.
they lost. When it starts up, the whole intro is we actually lost. They're like, we fought the flood and we lost.
so it's like an alternate timeline, or
No, they lost.
okay.
The war was finally lost, and the
Right.
flood finally won out over the human race. Basically,
So I thought Halo 3.
I mean,
was,
that's how this starts, is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I
I
thought Halo,
never played the game, so I don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
how they
And
ended.
it's-
So
we're still a year and a half from that.
yeah.
I think that's
And then other things, what they have, the Division movie is coming out on Netflix,
I'm kind of.
and it's going to be directed by David Lynch, and it's got Jessica Chastain and Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know either. I just heard it. I had to write it down because I was like, WTF? Like,
I'm
you
gonna
know.
start playing Division 2 here shortly, and I know it's been out for a bit. But
Yeah.
I am gonna start playing that. I still don't know how to feel about it. I just don't.
So
It's not a bad thing.
they also gave us a release date on Marvel Avengers, which is May 15th, 2020.
I love some of the memes. One of them including a Spaceballs reference where he was like, "You idiot! You captured their stunt doubles," and it's it's the whole.
All right. 6. So they addressed that on the stream, like on their presentation, where they said, look, they were like, this is Crystal Dynamics' versions and interpretations of these characters. And they've got big name actors playing the names too. And specifically, I wanted to point out Nolan North is playing Tony Stark. Nolan North has done Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series, Desmond Miles from all the Assassin's Creed. He plays.
Really quick, I'm gonna sidebar. How do you feel about Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake?
Oh yeah.
Don't really
Well,
care.
I thought he's playing young Nathan Drake. I thought he wasn't playing like the main
I
Nathan
don't know.
Drake.
Doesn't really. I mean,
don't know.
no, I don't care who plays who. I'm just
Anyway.
glad actors are getting, But the other thing, he also has done characters on Young Justice. Nolan North has been voices on Young Justice, and also Star Wars Clone Wars.
Yeah.
He voiced the Penguin in the Arkham franchises for Batman on console or wherever.
Which I'm going back and playing.
And he was
again right now.
Ghost. He took over Peter Dinklage's role as Ghost in the Destiny series. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, initially the Ghost was voiced by
Yeah,
Peter
they do,
Dinklage,
yeah.
and then Nolan North came back through and redid that, and that's coming out. Well, actually, okay, so the Final Fantasy Remake 7 is March 3rd, 2020,
And
and
then
Marvel
Avengers
Avengers is May 15th.
Okay. The
That's all,
gameplay
folks.
for Avengers looks a lot
Looks
like
great.
Spider-Man.
Looks great. Yeah, the
Um,
gameplay looks phenomenal. I
And
like it.
The small rumor is they're actually going to try to connect video games the way they have with the MCU.
Into the movie universe.
Well, not
Okay.
so much in the movie universe, but Spider-Man is now.
Oh, they're
part of
looking
this
at maybe doing
universe
this whole thing?
for
Okay.
Avengers.
Okay.
And maybe more and more will start feeding into greater stories. We don't know. Video games are different than movies. It seems that they take longer. I mean, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you
It
can
does.
actually do a movie,
Yeah.
even with great
Well,
value in CGI
I'll-
in 2 years, but a video game is going to take 4
Dude,
Dude,
5.
you've got programming, you got you got to work on the
Yeah.
on the software, you got to make them compatible with each platform you're going to release. I mean, it's way more complicated.
Absolutely.
Than just getting some real life flesh and blood people to come out here and eat some bagels in the morning and film some shit.
And what I love is that because, and we're not spoiling anything here, the game opens with basically Cap's death.
I think they did that because of his outfit.
I think
they saw what they'd programmed. They're like, "Sweet Jesus, we got to kill this guy immediately. We've wasted all this time and money."
But I
it
love
looks awful. His head is like tiny,
just
and
weird.
it's just. He looks like it looks like he's wearing a giant bulletproof vest with.
like a flak jacket.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is not like the memes and shit. Yeah,
it's
or the memes is like, this is not
terrible.
Captain America, man.
But
All right, I'm
Tony,
gonna have to look.
but Tony
at that.
Stark.
I missed that.
We posted it.
Yeah, we posted it.
I don't look at our crap.
So Tony
Please.
Stark, though, I
You know
love
we
how
don't
he looks
watch our
like
own
young
stuff.
Clapton. Did you notice that?
He does look
He
like
looks
a young Eric
Clapton.
Clapton. Yeah, he does.
You know, full beard, long hair.
Oh, I want to see him holding Blackie doing the slow hand thing.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'd love to
gosh!
see that. That'd be great.
Seeing Tony
So-
Stark singing cocaine.
All right. This is what I want to say. Like, there's a lot of good stuff that came out of E3 this go around. Ultimately, there is one presentation. I caught this on E3 last year, and
Oh, good Lord.
I didn't know.
Are you doing that now?
He is doing that now. He's
Yeah.
fine. He's not important.
I'm not.
It's okay. Look, we're talking, you and me.
What's up?
So I did this. All right, so I saw this one particular presentation on E3 2018, and it was by a producer, developer, or whatever, called Devolver.
Right.
Have you seen any of their stuff? Did you see their press? No. Okay.
I probably have seen it, but I'm not.
So the press conference. No, the press conference for them last year. It's this chick. I forget her. I forget her actual name, but her name is Nina Struthers.
Okay.
And she's the like the hype lady for Devolver.
Gotcha.
She comes out on the stage and she just swears up a storm, puts my wife to shame as far as her mouth, and it's amazing.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about how much my wife swears and how much this lady trumps it all. Like she's so intense, and her eyes get big, and she's yelling and screaming. They faked a nosebleed for her on stage while she was yelling and screaming because it was made to see she's having a cerebral hemorrhage. And that's the other thing. They go on gouts and gouts and gouts of blood. So it's like the trauma kind of, but it's funny is all. It's like it's full on hyperbole and it's insane, and it's called I think it's Devolver. It's very nuts and crazy, but all their games are supposed to be more of that old school. They look to the past. They're like side scrollers and like Galaga type of games, and they're new games and they're cool, and usually they're bloody and irreverent, like full on irreverent humor, and it's insane. Their fun is. It looks like good fun watching it.
What systems are we looking at for those?
Well, I don't know. That's the problem. I'm not sure what systems they release on. It might only be PC. I don't know. I didn't know what it was. But they called it the Devolver Big Fancy Press Conference. And in this one, this Nina Struthers basically dude, they started out with a RoboCop parody. She gets shot to death, tons of blood. She falls down.
I'm okay with that.
And then they have her on this. They have her on a stretcher. They have her on a stretcher, and they're like, "Intubator, more da 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 da," and they go through the whole thing. They basically do the RoboCop "he's dead" moment, and then they bring her, and then there's like she shuts down, she's dead, and her eyes are open the entire time. She's just covered in blood. They've got a tube in her and everything, and then the screen goes dark, and you see the little thing go beep beep beep, and it's green, and it boots up, and then it's all whoop. And it's looking through a sheet, and they're all, "I give you," and they pull off the thing, and they go, "Nina Struthers 2.0 or whatever. Dude, it's freaking hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm gonna watch after this.
If you don't care about E3, and most of you don't, you shouldn't. Why would you? Why are you still watching this? Anyways,
I'm not.
They go on this full irreverent
Jason,
Deadpool,
you're fired.
This whole Deadpool-esque break the fourth wall. Go find the Devolver
Sit
E3.
your fat ass down.
Fired me. I'm done. Have fun.
Go find the Devolver
Lord.
E3
Good
press
Lord.
conference and watch
on
it,
the couch.
just to watch it, because that alone is worth it. It was so funny. Their games, if you don't care, you don't care. Whatever. But the press conference, dude, the Devolver press conference, that was the highlight of this entire
Is he
thing.
molesting Cat right now?
No, he's just standing over her shoulder creepily.
That's enough.
Whoa,
I'm Joe Biden in here. That's what I'm doing.
dude.
Oh my gosh, we can't hear him. I hope. Good Lord, he's.
Anyways, and then at the end, they had a Terminator parody ending.
Oh,
So they ended the thing as they had her
that's-
break in as her younger self and run up to the robot and go, "Come with me if you want to live."
see, and that it goes back to the showmanship.
It's marketing.
You know, and I love
It's
it.
such a
I
good-
do love that part of it.
So that's what I love, dude. That's why I liked Xbox's presentation so much, was because they were. Look, I admit it. I'm not there for the pomp and circumstance as far as people going like, "Come out and tell me about your stuff." I want to see gameplay. There was a Just Dance 2020 thing where people came out and danced, and it was live people dancing. I'm like, who cares? Like, show me the game. But then again, it's Just Dance, so there's probably no really.
I feel like Sony's going more the way of Apple when they start doing their stuff.
That's a very good comparison.
Where
I hadn't
it's-
thought about it that
it's,
way.
You know, and to be fair, Apple's presentations are noteworthy. I mean, they garner enough attention on their one day to have it
when Steve Jobs was alive.
But if Sony's going to take a little bit of a shot to do that, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see in the next few years.
I just my thing is go look up the Devolver E3 2019
he got up, and I'm
going to
make his fat ass sit back down to actually do the outro.
Just to see. There's one thing called My Friend Pedro, which
No.
looks completely ridiculous and fun. And
my friend.
my friend Pedro. I think it's a banana wearing a vest, and he's got two arms and guns, and he's just you're constantly shooting guys in a giant flip flop, crazy sort of like Angry Birds style physics, forward motion.
Love it.
It's insane. It looks stupid and fun. It's a game you can just like turn your entire brain off, and you don't care how. You're like, yeah, whatever, I'm done. You turn it off and you go do your thing. And
Yeah, like some of the movies that these people that hate on movies. Anyway, sorry.
that's it. No, that I mean to me. So that was like Devolver was hilarious. I wrote at the top of the paper. I wrote hilarious.
Hilarious.
It's right there.
Let's
at
see.
the top
Can
of
we
the
get
paper.
that? Did you get it?
It's right at the top.
There
of
we
the
go.
paper. There it is.
You're so. Oh.
So yeah, I liked it. The rest of it was also good. It was fun times.
You want to sign us out?
No, you-
Should we make Jason do it since he got his ass up?
No, I think
No, come sit down. Come sit down and sign us out.
you sign us out.
Come sit down and sign us out. All right, fine. All right, well, we are Vagabond Nerds. Thank you for joining us today. You're going to catch us on Facebook, YouTube, vagabondnerds.com. You can email us at vagabondnerds@gmail.com. Thank you guys for sitting with us this show today.
Please like, share, and
Subscribe.
subscribe to everybody as well. That
That's
helps
right.
us out a lot.
Let us know if we need to vote Jason permanently off the island. We are not opposed.
Send us some emails. Let us know what you want to hear about. Vagabondnerds@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Let
or
us
hit
know
us-
if you want to talk about something.
Hit
else.
us up on Facebook. Let
That
us know.
too.
Yeah, it's a good point. Let us know what you want
Let
to
us know
talk
what you
about.
might want to talk about.
Kat, thank
Give
you
us
for
some
being
ideas
here.
so we don't have to work hard.
Give us ideas and money. Kat, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate you. Love you.
As always, it's a pleasure, and tk you for making my face red earlier.
We're gonna leave it alone.
I won't live that one down. Thank you.
Anything we can do.
Again, all pre-show stuff. All right, guys, we love y'all.
Thanks.
Bye.
Catch you next time.